Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper wow, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And a life is treating you most deliciously. Right, I've just got to get my lights a minute. I've just got to get my lights, okay? Right, there we go. Let's get my lights. Okay, I had them hanging up, you see. Okay. Oh, by the way, that's lamp, which was attached to the other lamp, the taller lamp. Well, it looks like it's been removed. So maybe somebody's taken it, my delicious little babies. I don't know. I mean, if it was working, well, maybe somebody else can, get some energy off it. Do you know what I mean? But the first thing to do, really, with anything like that is to clean it and then sage it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that, it came from a decent home. Do you understand what I mean? Okay. Because nobody knows what home it came from. Okay, my delicious little babies, but nevertheless, anything like that should be cleaned down. There we are, and saged. Okay, my delicious little babies. So for anybody out there, should you happen to pick up any bric-a-brac, I'm not talking about anything that I put out, my delicious little babies. I'm telling you now, is usually, there we are, if not always, of good energy. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, something's just made me say that, okay? And there we are, I always mean with a good heart. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? Now then. Oh, I've got them the wrong way around today, my delicious little babies. Anyway, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So it's 12:30 in our old afternoon, my delicious little babies. 3, 2, 1, my juice little hearts. Let's see what's going to happen today. Come on, little hearts. We're back to it again, aren't we? Come on, little hearts. Oh, they're on. They're on. They're on. Okay, my delicious little babies, my lights are on. Okay, my delicious little babies, and so is my noddle. Proper switched on. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then. So, what is it that I want to say to you today, my delicious little babies? Well, it's a Saturday afternoon, 7th of March 2026, and the sky is very grey. Okay, my delicious little babies. It's not as cold as what it has been. Okay, my delicious little babies. It's starting to go a little bit warmer. We had was it 2 or 3 days ago, where it actually felt like the most beautiful, there we are, spring day. Just super duper delicious and wonderful. But of course, with the, what do they call them? These daffodils, okay? They do look so pretty, but they don't last long. Well, they have been growing a lot sooner, my delicious little babies. You know what I mean? Because, of course, if there's things going on in the world that's not supposed to be going on in the world, my delicious little babies, there's the zums, then, of course, it's going to knock, there we are, other things out, zinc. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies, zinc? Okay, so what have I got, my delicious little babies? Are you all right, little Rubes? Okay, she's all right. She'll be fine, okay? She just had a load of chicken, actually. Thankfully, bless her. I mean, poor little chickens, but, thankfully, she's not jerking on any of the chicken. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so, yeah. Have you got something stuck in? I think she's all right. My delicious little babies. Rubes is all right. Okay, my delicious little babies. Do not worry about that. Okay. Now then, so let's go to our first one, shall we, my delicious little babies? Now, I should have put these out, to be fair, on the 5th. But I've changed it to the 7th, my delicious little babies, okay? Sorry, excuse me. And, yeah. So there were some that were for the 5th and some that were for the 6th. Okay, my delicious little babies. So let's get to the first one, shall we? So this uploader happens to have 819,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies. No, I've already done that one. Sorry, do forgive me, I've already done that one. I hope that one's looked at that video. My delicious little babies, the one that I put out on the 2nd. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, let's go to the first one, okay? A little bit confused. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies. This uploader happens to have 1.72 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? And the uploader is called capital L, all on YouTube, my delicious little babies today. Lost with a capital L, space, industries with a capital R. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? So the uploader is called Lost Industries. Now, I'm pretty sure there's another one that I wrote down as well. Is it on the same one? Yes. Okay, so there's two on that. Okay, my delicious little babies, that I'd like you to please and thank you to take a look at, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest. You know, with any videos that I give out, it's important to remember to take how many pieces, bits and pieces, to take bits and pieces out, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Please and thank you. Okay, and this one is called The Fatal, go over the A there, DeLorean Factory, the scandal that destroyed a car empire. Okay, my delicious baby, so I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? The Fatal DeLorean Factory, the scandal that destroyed a car empire. Okay, my delicious baby, so that will be nearly an hour long, my delicious babies. Okay, very interesting. Like I say, it's important to stay in the present. Of course it is. And, of course, nobody knows what the future is. Okay, my delicious babies, and it seems that those who seem to be so-called running things, I'm really not too sure that they too know the future either, my delicious babies, it seems. Anyway, but it's also very important, because I've got nothing across my shoulders, to go backwards. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes. Now then, I also want to slip in. Sorry, excuse me. I already know about this. Okay, there we are. Okay, my delicious little babies, I already know about this. And this is to do with a putrid little cretin called, what's his name? Ian Huntley. Okay, my delicious little babies. There seems to be a theme, doesn't there? Because you have Ian Brady. There we are. Then Ian Huntley. Okay, my delicious little babies. But it turns out that apparently he's croaked it. Now, usually, I'm not wicked like that. It takes a lot for myself to be wicked. Do you understand what I mean? My delicious little babies. Because, of course, you know, there we are. There's good and bad. There we are in everybody, isn't there? My delicious little babies. But it turns out that, well, he's croaked it apparently. Okay. Anyway, just seems all rather odd. Just have a couple of little bits on my jumper. Just seems all rather odd, my delicious little babies, that his story, yeah, it's a story. Okay, my delicious little babies has came out. There we are. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay. Well, he apparently, according to, you know, the news and everything years ago, he apparently did very awful things, my delicious little babies, and very sadly there were two little wee young lasses now, bless them, who very sadly paid some sort of a price. Okay, my delicious little babies, I remember, there we are, that story very well. Okay. There is something, there we are, behind, you know what I mean, okay? Dear Jamie, not in that way, from trending on Iconic on YouTube, my delicious little babies, I'm pretty sure they're still up to 14.3 thousand subscribers. He was talking about it, and to be honest, there we are, totally agree with it, okay? There were certain parts which never matched up to what was, do you understand what I mean? Okay, my delicious little babies, it's just something all about it anyway. But may they, bless their beautiful, dear little souls, not in that way, may they rest in peace. And I can only hope that their family, there we are, managed to move forward. But it's never easy, is it, my delicious little babies? In very sad circumstances, yes, done, but they're not changing my video. In very sad circumstances like that. Okay, my delicious little babies, but yeah. So, well, there's no great losses there. we can only hope that his organs are not going to be, there we are, transferred into somebody else. Do you know what I mean? There we are, my delicious babies, yes. Now then, the next one, my delicious babies, this uploader happens to have 17.4 thousand subscribers. And this uploader is called capital G, green, then a space, and one of those curly hands, okay? And then a space, capital P, pleasant. So it should read, the uploader, and with anybody not in that way, not in that way, green and pleasant. Okay, my delicious babies, yeah. We're not really seeing a lot of, I mean, that's the uploader. I'm not talking about the uploader. I'm talking about, you know, this circled green. You know, it's not very pleasant, is it? When yet again, yesterday, coming back in a, not yesterday, day before that, sorry, my delicious babies, coming back in a taxi, just by an electrical point, you know, these electrical places. There was even more trees cut down, my delicious babies. So this lovely green business is a crock of shart, isn't it, my delicious babies? Yes. Poor little trees. They're not so little, actually. They're usually very old. And they usually, there we are, would have a lot to give. Okay, my delicious babies, until some little effers, there we are, come and cut them down. Do you see what I mean? See how bright it went, my delicious babies. Anyway, this video should read, it's about, I think it's over 30 minutes long. Your NHS records are now in US hands. Here's why. That's dangerous. Yes, my delicious babies, I'm just going to repeat this again for you. Your NHS records are now in US hands. Here's why. That's dangerous. Yes, my delicious babies, you only need to take a listen to the video, my delicious babies, please and thank you. I have been telling others about this anyway, but very sadly, really nobody ever listens to myself or listens to my videos, my delicious babies, okay? Of course, you know, with YouTube, there we are, they do have a rather large, there we are, helping hand in that, there we are as well, my delicious babies, okay? But when I tell others, you know, falls on, what's that old-fashioned saying, my delicious babies, falls on deaf ears, you know what I mean? Yes. Now then, the next one, my delicious babies, this uploader happens to have 383,000 subscribers, my delicious babies, and he's called capital S, Sean. So this is spelled S-H-A-W-N. So it's spelled differently, because you can spell Sean differently, can't you, my delicious babies? You can spell it as S-H-A-U-N, S-H-A-W-N, S-E-A-N. So there's different ways of spelling Sean, you know what I mean? My delicious babies, space, capital B, Baker, and then in capitals, space, M-D. Okay, Mother Delta. Okay, my delicious babies, that's the uploader. Sean, Baker, M-D in spaces. The video should read, it's just over 8 minutes long, exposing the longevity guru scam. Sorry, excuse me, my delicious babies. I'm just going to repeat that for you again. Yes. Exposing the longevity guru scam. Yes, my delicious babies. Because what's going on? Because ones want to live forever for some. Okay, my delicious babies. Well, I personally do not believe that in my lifetime or anybody's lifetime who I know, that anybody's going to be living forever, or even in my beautiful daughter's lifetimes. Always gone bright then. Okay, my delicious babies, I personally do not feel that, you know, we're going to see it in our lifetimes now. Okay, that's just my feelings on the matter. I mean, of course, you know, in spirit, this is my belief, nobody else's. I'm a woman with a view. There we are, she'll have me effing view. In spirit, there we are, we do last forever. There we are. I truly believe in that. Okay, it's energy moved from one place, there we are, to another. Okay, my delicious babies, except for the only difference is it's not in physical form. Okay, but I can well assure, there we are, myself, that my beautiful dear little family members never needed to stumble there. My beautiful dear little friends, my beautiful dear little ancestors, there we are with me each and every day, my little babies, okay? They're also looking at the shark show, there we are, that's going on here, my little babies, you know what I mean, okay? Anyway, so next video, my little babies. So again, we go back to that other uploader, okay, that I said at the beginning. Well, I did say it at the beginning, my little babies, didn't I? Yeah. Backwards and forwards. Lost Space Industries. Okay, but what's interesting, because I've looked today, and that was at 1.72 thousand. It's now gone up to 2.07 thousand subscribers, my little babies. And the video should read, the silent Ferguson factory, how Britain's last TV, television, went dark. Okay, my little babies, again, this is nearly an hour long, my little babies, so I'll just repeat this again for you, shall I? The silent Ferguson factory, how Britain's last TV plant, my little babies, went dark. Okay, my little babies, yes. So, yeah. So at one time, and it shows you the old footage, okay, my little babies. So at one time, used to have these young women, young ladies, my little babies, and who were putting everything in, and all that now then. And of course, these televisions, I mean, they had, for a start off, I mean, I remember it from when I was young, my little babies. I'm still young now, but I remember it from when I was wee young little lass, you know what I mean, my little babies. And well, the screens were a lot thicker. I'm pretty sure if you was to drop a television, on the ground, you know what I mean? Not that way, but if you, say, pushed it, I'm pretty sure the screen wouldn't break, my little babies. But these days, with all this plastic, okay, my little babies, and of course, when you touch the screen, the slightest, bang, it can scratch the screen, or, you know what I mean, or damage the television totally. There we are, my little babies, do you see what I mean, okay? But these particular televisions, and everybody remembers Ferguson, well, I do, my little babies, it was built in a certain way, my little babies, but of course what this video highlights, there we are, is the dark truth about obviously what came after. There we are, my little babies, you know what I mean? That's why it's very important to, even though it doesn't appear it, to look at these, there we are, videos, should anybody, there we are, happen to have any time out of the day or night. Yes, some of the videos are an hour long, but I really just do not feel that to explain certain videos, you can really do it in a matter of 10 minutes. No, not at all, my little babies, okay? There we are, very interesting. Now, what I found interesting, maybe others do not, but really they should find it interesting, you know what I mean, okay? Especially, you see what I've got, changing hands. You see what I mean, my little babies? Now, I've got to be honest, I've only just started to watch it. I've kept it on my saved, and I'm going to listen to the rest of it. Of course I will. I always do, but I just want to get the video out. That's the most important thing now, for me to get the videos out. There we go. And I do it, never need to stumble. I do it as a hobby. Do you see what I mean? So, at the end of the day, whether ones want to take a look or whether they want to listen is entirely up to themselves, isn't it? You know what I mean? But let's just say, there we are, when others want to bury, the old-fashioned saying, they want to bury, there we are, the truth about things now then. Do you know what I mean? These kind of videos, there we are, shine a light. Do you see what I mean, my little babies? And bless the dear uploaders, not in that way, not in that way. Bless the dear uploaders, there we are, for doing this. Okay? As we very well know, at one time, YouTube, you could look at any video with any topic. It's like my dear beautiful little neighbours upstairs, when they say, that YouTube will, her dear husband, to be. You know, at the end of the day, that YouTube is like a university, isn't it? It's got varieties of sparse laugh. That's the old-fashioned saying. So therefore, there's something for everybody. But if one's just focusing, there we are, on certain things, then they're missing, there we are, other things. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Yes. And that didn't mean no. Now then, the next one, my delicious babies, this uploader happens to have 22.7 thousand subscribers, my delicious babies, okay? And this one is called capital L, lost, space, capital B, build, space, capital A, archives. Okay, my delicious babies, so I'm just going to repeat this again for you. Lost, build, archives. Okay, my delicious babies, archives. We want to be together. Proper Brummie accent. You know what I mean? My delicious little babies, okay? Now then, this video here, I think it's just over 10 minutes long, and I'm about a quarter of the way through. Okay, my delicious little babies, but I wanted to mention it again because there we are. These are all very, there we are, important. So this one here, this video should read, free heating, yes, and cooling from a wall that costs almost nothing. Why, or nothing? Why is it illegal? Yes, my delicious little babies, you have to ask these questions. Okay, my delicious little babies, so I'm just going to repeat this, there we are, again for you. Free heating and cooling from a wall that costs almost nothing. Why is it illegal? Yes, my delicious little babies, do you see? Because so much, there we are, has been hidden, there we are, from us all, from yourself, from myself, millions. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? It's like if you look at videos like, say, of, could be anywhere, you know, like out in the Middle East, you know, could be anywhere. And then what they do is they build, because I've watched, there we are, a number of these videos, and they build their own little homes, okay? So it still has the shade, okay? But yet it's still warm as well. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, very interesting, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, well worth a listen to this little video, my delicious little babies, as well. Now, the final video for today, my delicious little babies, and I'm going to be over and out, okay, is this is Lou Mazing again, so capital L, this is the uploader, L-U, space, capital M, Mazing, okay, M-A-Z-R-N-G, Lou space Mazing. This uploader happens to have 85.1 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. The video should read, it might have gone up actually, I'll have a look in a second, okay? They warned us in 1949. Okay, my delicious little babies, we didn't listen, yes? Okay, my delicious little babies, so I'm just going to repeat this again for you, shall I? They warned us in 1949, we didn't listen, yes. I think this is about over 12 minutes long, my delicious little babies. Just let me go back in my book, just a sec, because I advertised Lou Mazing. Let me see if their numbers have gone up. Please and thank you, my little lovelies. Oh, look, let me have a look. Oh, I know that I definitely advertised them. Their numbers, I should imagine, probably have gone up actually, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? It's really hard to, it's all right when I'm trying to scan to look for, oh, they probably have, my delicious little babies, the numbers probably have gone up. Okay, my delicious little babies, because that's what happens. Sometimes it doesn't happen straight away when I advertise uploaders, my delicious little babies, but then when you go back, you know, the numbers have just, you know, out of nowhere, there we are, just gone up. Okay, my delicious little babies, it's probably gone up. So, yeah, this again is just going to close my book. Need to go backwards. Pop the book over there. Yes, my delicious babies. So again, your man there now. Then it's a black and white video. My delicious babies. You know, because of course it was black and white before they had colour televisions, isn't it? My delicious babies. You had black and white televisions first. There we are. Well, he's just done saying. There we are, the way it is. My delicious babies, do you understand what I mean? Okay? And of course, you look at decades later, and well, what do we have? Okay, my delicious little babies. So, that's all the videos for today, my little lovelies. Okay. I do have, there we are, lots to say. Okay, my delicious little babies, but I want to get other things done. I want to get my lunch done because I haven't had my lunch. Okay, because some days I feel like brekkie, like breakfast, and other days I do not, my delicious little babies. So I want to get those things done. Okay, I need to be able to function when I got, there we are, you know, me grubbing my tummy. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies. Okay, but I never like to hear me tummy rumble. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? So I must cook myself something to eat now. But yes, there's a number of videos to there we are, to so very kindly take a listen to, my delicious little babies. Like I said, just a little bit of time. There we are, out once, day or night. That's all I ask, my delicious little babies. Nothing more and nothing less. Okay, my delicious little babies. And there is one last thing I just want to just say. I'm noticing, my delicious little babies, there we are, so much more illnesses, so much more mental health, sadly. I'm sorry to have to put it that way, but it's the truth, isn't it, my delicious little babies? Okay, our beautiful dear creator, there we are, love the truth now. You know, and we're starting to see, aren't we? I mean, it's just getting, in my view, there we are, worse and worse, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? Okay, but I'm also noticing that, you know, more and more, there doesn't seem to be so many walking around. I don't know, the energy. And I've spoke to others, like, could it even be taxi drivers, anything, my delicious babies? And they're all saying, you know, when I say to them, I say, do you not feel that the energy is all out? You know what I mean? And they're saying, yes. Yes, Carla, do you understand what I mean? Because one's a noticing, my delicious babies. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. Okay. And that's all that I have to say today, my delicious babies. So not a lot of, you know, that I really feel like, there we are, continuing with. Okay, I could do, there we are, I could ramble on for England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales and beyond, my delicious babies, but right now, I just want to go and eat. Okay, my delicious babies, I've got other things to do. There we are, so I want to go and get that done. At least I'm just being honest, my delicious babies. But thank you so very much for any views, for any likes, you know, for the occasional comments, and how I love you also. Okay. And you just look after now. So whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony. There we are. Bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, there we are, may you all be fully protected. And how I love your soul. Okay, you're beautiful, wonderful, there we are, delicious, and I love you. Okay, I noticed that there's quite a few, you know, wearing this colour at the moment, my delicious babies. Anyway, so until my next video, you just look after yourselves now. Please try to look after others. And yeah, just take care, okay? There we are. Just please take care, okay, my delicious babies? We will get, there we are, through this, there we are, sharp show, okay, my delicious babies? It's just we've got to keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those wheels rolling, 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 right through rain and wind and weather. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? Thank you for listening. Love ya. Goodbye.